Rudeus, our protagonist, is on a dead end and still couldn't find a clue about his mother. He's set on a journey with Soul's team, and during this mission, Rudeus notices a pack of Luster grizzlies heading straight towards them. They all spread out to let the pack run into their trap so they could show them who the real Luster is here. By attacking from all directions, Soul and his team were able to eliminate the whole pack without any inconvenience. However, it was at this moment that they realized that Luster grizzlies were not running towards them. They were actually running away from this red dragon that is above their heads now. Because of the cloud of snow, they were unable to detect the dragon. Now then, Rudeus tells everyone to fall back, and after shielding himself with the water magic from Dragon's Fire Blast, Rudeus goes into sniper mode and heavily damages the dragon with his triple shot. He catches it in a trap and then crushes it with a huge boulder, just like his hopes of screwing Sarah were crushed. On their way back, Soul's team praises Rudeus for helping out their company this much. Later that night, Rudeus prays in front of his holy pants, and just like that, days went by with Rudeus working out, developing both his muscles and fame. While enjoying his food, Rudeus hears some guys singing about his famous takedown of the red dragon. Just then, Elinalise arrives and approaches Rudeus after finally being able to find him. If you have forgotten about her, she's the one with the highest score. Not even Erin's kill count could be compared to her body count. The number is so high that it's only second to the number of One Piece episodes. Rudeus wonders if Elinalise is after his body, but Elinalise reveals that she's Paul's ex-party member and a friend of Roxy. While Elinalise does her usual Elinalise stuff with Rudeus, he mentally laughs at her since he's not someone who will cave in this easily. A couple of seconds later, Rudeus caves in and was about to kiss her when she finds his pendant and asks where he got this from. Rudeus shares that it was a gift from an elf friend, and Elinalise then shows her own similar leaf-life keychain. She then reveals the good news that she brought. Rudeus's mother is in the labyrinth city of Rafa, which would take Rudeus a year to travel on foot. He has decided to stay in this country until winter passes, and since Zenith is already doing well, he doesn't have to worry. Moreover, Paul and Roxy are already on their way to Rafa. Over the past few days, Rudeus learned about Elinalise's hobbies. However, the sound of her hobby reaches Rudeus's room, and that's what troubles him a lot since he wants to join in her hobby, but can't push himself to get up for that. Rudeus is barely handling the betrayal from Mini Rudeus. The next day, Soul comes out of Elinalise's room and shares how Elinalise is the best. Later, while eating, Rudeus wonders how Elinalise can maintain her harem and stay out of trouble. Turns out, she not only gives the guys the best time of their lives, but also pays them in exchange for not developing any feelings for her. Later that night, Elinalise brings Rudeus a letter from the vice principal of the Ranoa University of Magic. This is the university that Roxy formerly attended. The vice principal states that his fame of Rudeus the Quagmire has reached all the way to Ranoa as well, and since he also studied under King-class Water Mage, Roxy, they invite him to their campus if he wants to further hone his skills. He is invited as a special student. These special students are excused from both lessons and tuition fees, and they are free to use their libraries and facilities to research as they see fit. Rudeus is interested since he doesn't know how to increase his magical strength anymore, but he still needs to confirm if it's legitimate. The next day, Rudeus meets one of Soul's party members, Conrad, who used to study at the University of Magic. Conrad shares that university reaches out to people like Rudeus, who have tons of magical energy, so when the students get famous, their university gets publicity. Conrad asks if Rudeus has never been to a school, and Rudeus shares that he had a private tutor. Rudeus is related to a Shurin high nobility, and Conrad is surprised to hear that a gray rat is advertising solo. Rudeus only went to teach Eris and got caught up in all this mess. He originally intended to go to school with Sylphie. He wonders where Sylphie is right now and how she's doing. Since Paul will bring Zenith and others back to Asura, Elinalise insists Rudeus go to the university. That's partly because she wants Rudeus to get even stronger, and partly because she hates Paul and doesn't want to go near him. However, Rudeus knows the famous Vin Diesel rule that there's nothing more important than family, so he decides to ignore this invitation. After so long, Rudeus finally meets the Smoke Man in his dream. Rudeus called upon him many times while looking for Zenith, but got ghosted by this ghost man. Smoke Man asks if it's really a good idea to go see Roxy in his current state. He's up for finally seeing her, but he still cannot get up. Moreover, his spellcasting skills and sword skills have only minorly increased. In his current state, there's no way he could see Roxy as a student she should be proud of. While showing off his smoky moves, the Smoke Man tells him that he will regret going to Begarit, where he's supposed to meet Roxy and Zenith, and instead, he should go to Ranoa University. He wants Rudeus to investigate the mass teleportation there, and by doing this, Rudeus shall be able to wake up little Rudeus from his long slumber. Through this argument, Rudeus is sold. He wakes up in his bed and sees Elinalise sleeping beside him. Once again, little Guy misses his call, and later that day, Rudeus sets out to get enrolled in the university. He says goodbye to Sol and his party members and thanks Sol for being such a great company to him. They look forward to the day when Sol has a mission in Ranoa so they can drink again. With that, Rudeus sets out for the kingdom of Ranoa. Rudeus and Elinalise finally reach the university where Rudeus has to meet Genius. Rudeus wonders if Elinalise found interest in magic to be wanting to join him in university, only to hear she developed an interest in boys her age, which she will find in this university. Rudeus and Elinalise meet Genius, who thinks he is here by the reference of Roxy. Genius then offers Rudeus to take a little test before he enrolls in the university. On the way, Rudeus asks Genius if they cure mental illnesses as well, making Genius assume he is here to find a cure for some accomplice. Genius asks Rudeus to compete with another talented silent caster they have in their university, Fitz. Fitz is surprised to see Rudeus, who does not seem to recognize her. Rudeus, like his usual self, sucks up to Fitz as well, wanting her to be kind to Rudeus. In the mock duel, Rudeus judges the attack Fitz is about to cast and defeats Fitz in one go, using his disturb magic, which surprisingly even Fitz is unaware of. Everyone is shocked at what happened, making Rudeus realize that he publicly embarrassed an upperclassman, which could make her have a grudge against Rudeus. To cover it up, Rudeus smiles and offers his hand to Fitz, thanking her for letting him win on his first time. Fitz is too surprised to react and just takes his hand, which Rudeus finds too soft, as if she never held a weapon, but it's probably because Rudeus thinks Fitz is a guy. Rudeus then tells Fitz he will do something nice to repay her. Due to this exceptional win, Rudeus is given the luxuries of a special student. He is exempted from tuition fees and can skip some classes while getting the privilege to live in the dorm. During the assembly, Prince Ariel descends the stairs with Fitz and Luke on either side of her. She then speaks to the students about the usual rules of school, but it's probably her charming aura that makes everyone listen to her. Rudeus walks to a classroom with a few students and is about to greet them when an overexcited Zenoba stares at Rudeus with his mouth open. He rushes toward his master and picks him off his feet, wanting Rudeus to recall him, which Rudeus does. A cat girl then exclaims, not liking Rudeus. Her comments make it seem like the girl is bullying Zenoba, so Rudeus does what his expertise is in. He greets the girl and shows her he finds her superior to him. Linnea is amused at the boy knowing his place and greets him. Rudeus then greets the other girl, Persenna. The last guy, Cliff, greets Rudeus and calls himself a magic genius, making Rudeus call it embarrassing in his head, but nice on his face. After explaining his skills to Rudeus, Cliff asks if it's true that Rudeus is a swordsman and a mage as well. Rudeus is surprised and asks how he knows that. Cliff tells him he got to know of it from Eris. This surprises him a bit, but Rudeus plays it cool, asking if Eris studies there too, which he knows cannot be true. Cliff leaves without sharing where he met Eris. Rudeus walks around the university observing it, and finally reaches the library. He picks up books about mass teleportation and walks away only to find Fitz in the library. Upon knowing he has been a victim of mass teleportation in Fitoa and is looking for one friend that is still missing, Fitz smiles after getting a little too excited upon hearing where he is from. Rudeus, however, still has no clue who she is. Rudeus sits with Zenoba, talking about the people of the university and how Rudeus should not bother with the titles. Luke appears there asking about Rudeus and calling him forgetful. Rudeus is unaware of why Luke is acting a bit rashly towards him, but when Like mentions his full name Grey Rat, Rudeus realizes they have some kind of family link. Zenoba tells Rudeus that Luke and Fitz are the two guardians of Princess Ariel. Even though they know stuff about Luke and Ariel, nothing prominent is known about Fitz other than her skills. As Rudeus is wandering back, a white piece of clothing falls from a window of the building beside him. He catches it only to be shocked to see underwear. But before he could panic, a girl screams that he is a pervert, and a bunch of girls surround him. Before he could clarify, a gorilla lady jumps down and corners him for stealing the undergarment of Princess Ariel. He tries to justify, but he is not listened to. Luckily, Fitz rushes to his rescue, telling everyone it was her who accidentally lost it while trying to hang it to dry. The gorilla caretaker is still agitated that Rudeus is in the girl's dorm, but Fitz tells her that he is new and did not know. She finally manages to save Rudeus, who would not have managed to survive without this help. Fitz sighs exhausted that the gorilla lady, Goliad, does not listen easily. Fitz later heals the bruise on Rudeus' arm and apologizes for causing him trouble by dropping the clothing. Rudeus tells her not to worry about it and thanks her for saving him. Fitz tells him anyone would have done that, but Rudeus knows it's not true and decides to call her senpai in respect. Fitz laughs and mentions she never thought any situation would make him thank her. This statement confuses Rudeus, but Fitz gets up and sweetly tells him she won't give the reason for her statement before walking away. Rudeus stands there dumbfounded at the conversation.